I tested some of the best 4K monitors of 2025, and in this video, I'm gonna rank them in a tier list based on their value for money, overall performance, and more. Links to all of the products will be in the description below. BenQ PD3225U. This is a fantastic monitor if you're a creative professional, especially if you're using a Mac, because the integration is just seamless. The color accuracy is top-notch right out of the box, and the IPS black technology gives you some really deep blacks for an IPS panel. However, the HDR experience is just okay. It doesn't get bright enough to make highlights truly pop, and some of the cool features are exclusive to Mac OS. For me, this is a clear good tier. Dell G3223Q. This monitor is a beast for gaming, whether you're on a PC or one of the new consoles, thanks to its 4K resolution, fast 144Hz refresh rate, and HDMI 2.1 support. It's also surprisingly great for office work because the huge 32-inch screen and high resolution make text incredibly sharp. My main gripes are that it can't be rotated into portrait mode and the screen can be a bit reflective in a bright room. It's a solid all-around performer, so I'm putting it in the good tier. Asus ProArt Display PA279 CRV. This display is an absolute dream for content creators who need pinpoint color accuracy for their work. It's a 27-inch 4K panel that looks great out of the box and has a ton of connectivity options, including a powerful USB-C port that can charge your laptop. The refresh rate is only 60Hz and the HDR performance is pretty basic since it lacks local dimming, but that's expected for this type of professional monitor. For any creative professional, this is a fantastic choice, and it's going straight into the great tier. LG 32GQ750B. This is a pretty solid entry if you're looking for a large 4K gaming monitor without wanting to spend a ton of money. The 32-inch VA panel gives you a great contrast ratio and it delivers smooth motion for gaming. The biggest letdown is the HDR performance just doesn't get bright enough to do HDR content justice. But that's a common issue with monitors in this price range. It's a good option for gamers who prioritize a big immersive screen on a budget, and for that it lands in the average tier. Samsung Odyssey Neo G8 S32B G85. While the specs listed are just wild, it's the first monitor in the world to combine a 4K resolution with a crazy fast 240Hz refresh rate. Thanks to the Mini LED backlight, the HDR experience is phenomenal and the pixel response times are some of the fastest I've seen on an LCD, which is incredible for a VA panel. It's not perfect though, as running it at the full 240Hz can sometimes cause visual artifacts like scan lines. Still, for high-end PC gamers with powerful rigs, this monitor is an absolute monster, so it's an easy great tier for me. MSI NPG 274 URD FW E16M. This monitor is wild because it's like having two different displays in one convenient package. You get a beautiful sharp 4K resolution running at a smooth 160Hz for those cinematic single-player games. But with a click of a button, you can switch to 1080p and crank the refresh rate up to a blazing 320Hz for competitive titles. It uses Mini LED technology, which gives you really impressive brightness and great colors that can even challenge some OLEDs. The contrast ratio could be a bit better, but the sheer flexibility makes it an amazing choice for gamers who love all kinds of genres. For me, this is a definite great tier. Asus ROG Swift OLED PG32UCDP. Wow, just wow. This thing is an absolute monster. It feels like it's from the future. It's a 32-inch OLED that gives you a jaw-dropping 4K picture at 240Hz, but then it has a secret weapon. You can drop it to 1080p and get an insane 480Hz refresh rate. The motion clarity and responsiveness are just on another level, giving you a huge advantage in fast-paced games. The image quality is basically perfect, with those deep OLED blacks and incredibly vibrant colors that make everything pop right off the screen. It's for the gamer who wants the best of both worlds with absolutely zero compromises. This goes straight into God tier. Asus PG27UCDM. This 27-inch screen is a dream come true for anyone serious about gaming. It combines a crisp 4K resolution with a super fast 240Hz refresh rate on a stunning QD-OLED panel, giving you incredibly sharp motion and a responsive feel. It's fantastic for both high-end PC gaming and for getting the most out of the latest consoles thanks to its HDMI 2.1 support. The colors are unbelievably vivid and the blacks are perfectly inky, though you'll get the best experience in a room that isn't too bright, as reflections can be a bit distracting. Yes, it's expensive, but the performance you get is absolutely world-class. It's an easy decision for me to place this in the God tier. Dell Ultra Sharp U3225QE. This one is a total powerhouse, but it's built for getting work done, not for gaming. It's a big 32-inch 4K display that makes text super sharp and has a smooth 120Hz refresh rate that feels great for everyday use. The best part is that it's also a full-blown Thunderbolt and USB hub, meaning you can plug everything into it and ditch your clunky docking station. They'll also focused heavily on making this screen easy on the eyes for those long work days. It's the perfect monitor for a professional who needs a top-tier display for productivity. For this list, it's going into the good tier. Asus ProArt PA279CV. This monitor is for all my creative friends out there, the photographers, video editors, and designers. Its main focus is delivering incredibly accurate colors right out of the box, so you can trust that what you see on screen is what you'll get in your final project. The 27-inch 4K screen is sharp and detailed, making it perfect for editing high-resolution photos and videos. Its one major weakness is its HDR performance, which is pretty lackluster and makes blacks look more like dark gray. But if you're a professional who lives in standard color spaces and needs perfect accuracy above all else, this is a fantastic choice. I'm putting this in the good tier. LG 27G850A. This monitor gives you incredibly sharp details and text thanks to its 4K resolution on a 27-inch screen, which is amazing for productivity work. It uses an IPS black panel, which definitely improves the contrast over regular IPS screens, and the color accuracy is pretty decent right out of the box. The big letdown here is the HDR performance. With only 8 dimming zones, it just feels pathetic for a monitor in this price range and doesn't deliver a real HDR experience. It's a great monitor for mixed use, but the poor HDR folds it back, so for me it's going into the good tier. Gigabyte Aorus F032U2P. While this thing is a beast for gaming, combining a stunning 31.5-inch QD-OLED panel with a 240Hz refresh rate and a blazing fast 0.03 ms response time, the color accuracy is just outstanding, making it perfect not just for playing games but also for serious content creation. It even has DisplayPort 2.1 and plenty of other ports, so you're totally future-proofed. Honestly, the only real knock is that it can draw a lot of power when you crank up the brightness. That's expected for a panel this good. This is an incredible package for anyone wanting elite performance, so I'm putting it straight into the gray tier. MSI MPG 322URX. This monitor's color accuracy is simply jaw-dropping. I've rarely seen a panel this precise, which is incredible for any kind of creative work. Being a QD-OLED, it delivers perfect blacks and infinite contrast, making HDR content and spooky games look absolutely phenomenal. The main weakness is that it's not the brightest monitor is in SDR, so it's much better suited for a darker room rather than a bright, sunny one. Still, with a near instant response time and that stunning HDR performance, this is a gamer's dream, and it's an easy choice for my god tier. Acer XV 275K. This one gets incredibly bright thanks to its Mini LED backlight, which makes HDR content really pop with highlights hitting over 950 nits. The 4K resolution on the 27-inch screen provides super crisp detail, and it has an excellent, accurate sRGB mode, making it great for media creation right away. It's a bit of a mixed bag for gaming, as the input lag can increase a lot at lower refresh rates, and it has some motion handling issues. It's a very versatile and bright screen, but those performance quirks keep it from the top, so I'm placing it in the good tier. Samsung S80UA. This monitor is really built for productivity, offering a clean setup with a single USB-C cable that can charge your laptop with 90 watt of power while sending a 4K signal. The IPS panel delivers vivid colors and sharp text, making it fantastic for office work, coding, or just web browsing. However, it's definitely not a gaming monitor. It has a standard 60Hz refresh rate and lacks gaming features like FreeSync. For a work from home or office setup, it's super convenient, but on a gaming-focused list like this, I have to put this in the average tier. LG 27GR93U. This one is a really solid all-around 4K monitor, giving you that crisp 144Hz refresh rate and HDMI 2.1 for your consoles. The color accuracy is pretty impressive right out of the box, and it gets bright enough to handle a sunny room. However, the HDR is pretty basic and the blacks can look a bit gray in the dark. Plus, the plastic build feels a little on the cheaper side. For what it is though, this is a fantastic monitor, so I'm putting this in the great tier. Alienware AW3225QF. Okay, wow, this is a 32-inch curved QD-OLED running at a blazing fast 240Hz in 4K, and it is absolutely stunning. The image contrast is just incredible. The colors are super rich and the motion is perfectly smooth thanks to that OLED response time. Honestly, it's hard to find any real flaws with this thing. It's just a top-tier gaming experience through and through. It's a beast for high-end PC gaming, so I'm placing this straight into the gray tier. LG 45GX950A. This thing is an absolute monster. We're talking about a massive 45-inch ultra-wide OLED with a 5K 2K resolution that is just incredibly immersive. It has a brilliant feature that lets you switch between 165Hz at full resolution or 330Hz at a lower resolution, which is amazing for different types of games. Of course, you get those perfect OLED blacks and awesome HDR, but it can struggle to make some bright colors look vivid, and you might see some VRR flicker. For pure immersion, though, it's unmatched, so for me, this is easily god tier. Cooler Master Tempest GP27U. This monitor comes with a Mini LED backlight, which gives it a fighting chance with HDR on an IPS panel, and it has a ton of great features like a KVM switch and a 90 watt USB-C port. The 4K 160Hz panel is fast, and the colors are great for gaming and productivity. The big issue here is that you can run into blooming and flickering when you try to use local dimming and VRR at the same time, which kind of defeats the purpose. Because it has some quirks you have to work around, I'm going to have to put this in the average tier. Asus XG27UC DMG. This is a 27-inch 4K OLED, and the sharpness is just mind-blowing. It makes my old 1440p monitor look blurry in comparison. The performance is flawless for gaming with a really poppy and vibrant image, and it's packed with smart features like great OLED care tools and a proximity sensor that dims the screen when you leave. It even has an anti-flicker mode for people sensitive to that, which is a really thoughtful touch. This is just an amazing all-rounder, so it's a no-brainer for the great tier. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you pick the best 4K monitors for you. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. Links to all of these products mentioned in this video will be in the description. Alright, peace out.